Dangote Refinery, free trade zone, there's no deep dive, there's no explanation, and there's sincerely other factors that are combined to why you should invest in Ibeju Lekki, and why lots of companies, lots of multi-billion-dollar industries are springing up in Ibeju Lekki. So that's what I'm going to be doing today on this episode of the show. So stay tuned. Ibeju Lekki, once a formerly remote local government area in the Lagos suburbs, was once just as it was very rural. And from 2013, when Dangote announced that he was going to be starting his refinery there, so many things have happened. And shortly after that, or before that, the government had declared that that area was going to be a free zone, and they actually divided it into 4 quadrants, which the Dangote Refinery sits on one of those quadrants, which is the southeast quadrant. And there are other quadrants. There's the southwest, there's the northwest, and there's the northeast. So all of these areas have come to be the free zone. And starting from Ibeju local government, way down before we go to Ekpe, these areas are called Ibeju Lekki. And so, apart from the refinery, which is a $15 billion investment, apart from Lekki Free Trade Zone, which I just explained now, which is different zones, 4 different zones, and also the deep sea port, why are people investing in Ibeju Lekki? Why should you invest in Ibeju Lekki, and why should you do so wisely? This is what we're going to be doing on the show. So first and foremost, the Dangote Refinery, which is the major reason I think is the most expensive there, is the most expensive investment there in Ibeju Lekki. So it is purported to be able to refine 650,000 barrels of crude per day. And this is poised to meet both our local demand and also to be able to export to other countries. And why this is very important, and why this is going to change a lot of things where it concerns Ibeju Lekki, is the fact that this is very, very novel. This is the largest single train refinery, and as at sometime last year, Dangote had ramped up the workers that he had, one way, directly, indirectly involved in the logistics and the whole refinery process, to about 57,000 workers. And you can only start to think about what it's going to be by December, when it is slated to launch. So people always talk about the refinery, but it's actually a whole complex. And he's also going to have a petrochemical factory there, which is going to be making polyethylene, polypropylene, and that's going to account for at least 5% in savings of our FX, because some of these things that we import are now going to be produced locally for plastics and what have you. He also has a fertilizer factory in that same complex, and he's going to fertilizer. You know what fertilizer is used for. So that also about 5% as well will give us savings in FX, plus the refinery, that's going to go to like 40% in FX savings from our import fees, both freight fees, both buying refined crude. Right now with the whole Russia-Ukraine situation now, Nigeria has already suffered from about the time this was being filmed, Nigeria had suffered from adulterated petroleum products that were imported. And right now the government is saying the scarcity is going to last a while longer, because the whole stuff happening in the country, in the world between Russia and Ukraine, is stalling our ships. So just imagine Nigeria has been making crude, has been producing crude for years, and yet this world crisis is stifling and affecting our energy needs. So this is going to serve in no small way. And also to mention that there is a $2.5 billion subsea pipeline project that is going to actually take gas from the Niger Delta to Lekki here to Lagos, and it is slated to have a capacity of 3 billion standard cubic feet per day. And Nigeria has about a 180 trillion cubic feet capacity in our reserve of gas, and most of this is just wasted. Most of this is flared to the environment, affecting the environment. But Dangote wants to tap into that market as well to serve both our local needs and also to feed his factory, to feed the fertilizer factory and all of the other domestic needs around that area that we call the free trade zone / Ibeju Lekki. So this massive investment that's not just going to affect Lagos, but it's going to affect the whole of Nigeria. It's going to be slated at Ibeju Lekki. So I don't need to tell you how much it moves the needle in terms of development around that place, in terms of the kind of people, the commerce that's going to happen around there, the expatriates, the factories, the commercial activities around all those places. So that is going to impact, because the refinery is not just serving Lagos, it's serving the whole of Nigeria. And he has come out to say that they are also going to be relying on just 20%. They're going to be relying on cargo moving, just 20% of cargo moving by road. Is going to make use of the waterways as well to move to in and around the country to transport, because the National Association of Road Workers came and met him, and I think they have an understanding. So for those of you that are a bit concerned, I am concerned about the thoroughfare, because Dangote has not really proven to be somebody that has taken a lot of responsibility in the past, looking at his cement industry, but also coupled with the Green Line rail that's going to be there and the expansion. I think I'm getting ahead of myself. So that's Dangote Refinery, one of the reasons why you should invest in Ibeju Lekki.